I honestly have never had a good relationship with a man named Michael or Mike. I just haven't. Whether it was romantically or even a friendship, it just never went well. And I'm not making light of this story at all because it's not one to make light of, but this is a story about two men, just so happened to be named Michael. He wanted a relationship with her. He wanted her to not be involved with anyone else but him. He added more to that love letter, and he sent it to his 17-year-old daughter. Yes, this was his daughter, and the letter was from her father, her biological father. The letter was then shown to her paternal grandmother, his mother, and on January 25th, 2024, Michael Banks, 42 years old, overheard his mother and her friend discussing kicking him out the house from pursuing a relationship romantically and sexually with his daughter. Meanwhile, his 17-year-old daughter, she was showering, and while listening to this conversation, Banks, he flew into a rage. I mean, how dare his own mother stop him from having an intimate relationship with his daughter. Michael Banks has a previous assault in 2007 where he flew into a rage beating a pregnant woman. However, whatever happened then, it didn't reform him because Banks grabbed a revolver and he shot at his mother's head. He shot at her friend's head as well. And then he went to the bathroom and shot through the door. Now the 17-year-old, she managed to leave the bathroom and tried to flee, and he would shoot at her again. When officers arrived, 3 females were still inside the home, and one was left dead. Banks then fired at the officers. They returned fire, missing Banks, and that's when he surrendered and was taken into custody. Banks tried to kill his mother, gazing her with the bullets. Fortunately, it missed her, and she was able to call 911. However, he did shoot and kill his mother's friend, Josephine Fuentes, and she was 52 years old. While his daughter was in the shower and he was shooting at her, he was trying to kill her. And when she tried to flee, he would shoot her in the leg. And thank goodness she survived this. Thank goodness. Horrible. If you guys look at any of my videos, you will see that a lot of these young girls are victims of their father, and they do enter in a relationship willingly because they're so brainwashed, or even at an older age, a legal age, they still do it for whatever reasons. So I'm just so glad that unfortunately a woman had to die, and justice for Josephine Fuentes, definitely, but that this was not going to happen, and this grandmother was not going to let her granddaughter be victimized by her son. Out of Lake Oswego, Oregon. On August 26, 2023, Michael Meyden, 57 years old, he is a human resource manager and an Arizona State University graduate. He was hosting a sleepover for his daughter, and he was very involved. They watched movies, they had a spa night, including facials in the basement, and he would even make them smoothies. But he did lace them. He laced the smoothies with benzodiazepine, and he gave them to his daughter's 12-year-old little friends. Now, benzodiazepines are used as a sedative and a tranquilizer. They are also prescribed for sleep, seizures, and anxiety disorders. Side effects include dizziness, confusion, drowsiness, memory impairment, and loss of coordination and balance. He insisted that they drink these mango smoothies with white chunks sprinkled on top, even making seconds for them to drink. He had different colored straws in the smoothies and demanded that the girls also drink out their own cups. After one girl switched straws with his own daughter, he became very upset. Now later, the girls became woozy and groggy. and even blacked out. One of the girls didn't drink all of her smoothie, and she pretended to be asleep. She watched Meyden, watching the girls for a prolonged time. He would put his finger under their nose and wave his hands over their faces to see if they were asleep. She would text her mother when she got the opportunity to do so, when Meyden wasn't watching them in the basement. She said, quote, "Mom, please pick me up and say I have a family emergency. I don't feel safe. I might not respond, but please come get me," with the crying emoji. "Please pick me up. Please, please," end quote. The girl's mother arrived back to this $1.3 million home and picked her daughter up. And they also alerted the other girls' parents that there was possible danger inside this home. When the remaining girls' parents went to the home to get their children, Meyden told them that the girls were asleep and to come back later, but they insisted to get their children. One of the girls couldn't even walk, and she kept repeatedly asking what happened. All of the 12-year-old girls were taken to the hospital and tested positive for that drug. It was definitely in their system. He was arrested and bailed out on a $50,000 bail. Now, the news says that the motive is unclear, but we know what the motive is. I'm hoping between the time that the first girl left and the other parents arrived that nothing happened to them. Meyden's wife filed for divorce 2 months after the incident. And you're probably saying to yourself, if you got kids, that's why I don't let my child spend the night over anybody else's house. And you're right.